Welcome to the Criticurb show on Creativity and You. I'm your host, Uche Teresa Ezuko, and today's guest comes to us from Washington, United States. Amazon award-winning author of The Misfit in Hell to Heaven expert. A true life memoir story, a near-death experience that changed the life of Kathy McDaniel. Katie, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you, Teresa. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad we could do this, and I'm glad to share in your story today. I know you have lots of exciting things to tell us about your memoir, and I can't wait to hear all of them today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what triggered the name of your memoir? Are there behind the scenes events that triggered your creative mindset here?
Yes, the title is Misfit in Hell to Heaven Expat. And during my distressing NDE, I found myself in hell. The demons wanted me to despair, but I refused and fought them as best as I could. Okay. So that is part of the book title. I was a misfit in hell. Then after I returned to earth, I realized that our souls are really little pieces of God and that we all come from heaven and come down to earth and do our work. And when we're finished, we go back to heaven. So while we're here on earth, we're heaven expats waiting to get our work done and go back home.
Wow, you just summarized the whole question, and it's amazing. And do you actually have like what hell looks like or what it feels like to be in heaven, kind of?
I do. The book is very descriptive. There's quite a long narrative of what happened to me. I was in a coma for 3 weeks. I had a lung failure from a flu that's very much like COVID. Okay. And so they told me I wouldn't remember anything, but I woke up in a very, pitch dark place. And I didn't know where I was or what had happened. But the scene sort of morphed into a reddish glow, and it got warm, and I started hearing people screaming and moaning, and I thought, oh my goodness, this can't be good. And then this horrible voice boomed out at me from nowhere in the fog. Yeah, do you know where you are? And the only thing that came to mind was hell. And then he laughed this horrible laugh. So I took off. And that was starting the adventures of going from one place to another. It was all spooky and terrifying and awful. And eventually I did get out, and I found myself in this glorious light filled with love and joy. And I realized I was in heaven with God, and it was wonderful. And then I saw a person that I knew that had died a month before, and he told me that I had to go back because I had too much left to do. And I was furious, and that's where you get the heaven expat. I was in hell, and then I was sent back.
No way. The book is a must read. This is something everyone has to read.
Oh, well, thanks.
And for authors like us, it kind of opens up our imaginations to, what places like that could actually look like. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna bring up the feeling, what it feels like to be in that place at a time. And I can imagine different things going around into your mind around, okay, what do I do? How do I get out? How do I stay? Different things just, going up and down your mind.
Especially because I never felt like I was dead. I felt like I was alive. I mean, your spirit is you, and the spirit goes with you into the afterlife. So it took me a very long time, almost at the end of the experience, for me to say, oh my goodness, I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of, am I dead? Am I dead? Am I dead? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's something that's something to hold on to here. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us today. Thank you. to guide your thoughts towards writing? Everything about creativity is you. How has creativity helped to guide you towards a deeper level in embracing your passion and goals?
Well, creativity for me is a shared experience. When I sit down to write, it's setting the intention. I'm going to write now. And I really try and empty my thoughts and just let the inspiration come to me. And I found when I was writing about my family, which I did a lot of in this book, my ancestors and my current family, that all played into my experience later. I found that the words just kind of flowed into my head, and I would just sit down and I'd start writing. I would kind of hear stories or remember stories that my folks had told me about my grandparents or whatever. And then once I got the basics down, I could go back and then fine tune it, make it a little more poetic or whatever. But creativity is, I think, shared inspiration with God.
I like that. Shared inspiration with God. That's amazing. Oh wow, look at that. That is awesome. That's amazing. I'm just thinking of it, and shared experiences can come in form of good experiences and bad experiences. It doesn't matter what form it comes, but the fact that we get to share that moment, which I see as a special moment, regardless good or bad, share that with God, then it's amazing. It's unique,
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us today. Thank you. We're still on the show Criticurb, a Fastide production, and this is our call-out session on creativity and you. And today we do have a special guest. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Katie, you're still welcome to the show. Welcome. So can you tell us a bit more about your expertise as a real estate manager and as an entrepreneur? How has all these unique skills helped you as an individual?
When I was a younger woman, I got divorced. I had two small children and their father was not real helpful. So I had to go to work. I found work in a property management company, first as a bookkeeper, and then I took over all the properties, and there were about 100 properties. Wow. I was there for about 7 or 8 years. And so I learned not only what were the right things to do when you had a property management company, how you treated your tenants, how you treated your clients, but what not to do. And I think sometimes learning what not to do is more important, because then when you go to start your own company, which I did, I knew very many things not to do. So I started off on the right foot. I didn't have to experiment and find out the hard way. So my push was for smaller investors. I like people, a one-on-one relationship. I love helping people. And this turned out to be the way that I could actually be of service to others. I could help people find a new home, a safe home. And then I could find these investors, usually just a husband and wife or, small company. They could find really good tenants, and people trusted me. They depended on me. And I felt very good for that. Plus, I made a nice living.
Oh, it's great because having so many properties, you tend to meet people all the time. Tenants come and go, and some tenants end up becoming friends, and it opens a whole new world of relationship, connection, and that's amazing. That's really good. And as an entrepreneur, deciding to start up your own business or property company kinds of put you where you already know what to do. It's not a case of you're trying. You already know what you need to do to be successful, which is amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that with us today. Thank you. With your love of writing and also as an Amazon award-winning author, can you tell us about this rewarding and exciting adventure? How did you feel to know that your work is being recognized out there?
It feels great. I mean, I've been a writer since I was a young person. I always kept a diary. I always wrote stories. When I could, I got on the school newspaper, and in college too. I like to interview people. It was something that I've just always done.
Yeah.
And so as I got older and this experience happened to me, I knew I had to write about it.
Yeah.
And it haunted me so that I wrote about it a lot. I would write about it and I'd put the paper in a drawer and I'd try and forget what happened to me, but I couldn't. So it took 20 years to finally come to a point where I was ready to commit to actually writing a book. I found a publisher, a small publishing company, and they worked with me. And it took about another year to get it finished and then to get it published. And then you have to market it.
Oh,
It never ends with a book. You don't just put it down. You have to continue to baby it along.
Yeah, having a book is like having a new baby. You have to nurture it till, adulthood.
Right.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm glad. I'm actually excited that you actually wrote about it, because it would have haunted you forever.
Yeah. That was the point. Yeah, of me coming back from heaven, is I had a message to share with other people.
Exactly. And it feels like if you didn't write it, it will feel like you're keeping it all to yourself. And, that's selfish. Oh, okay, now I have to share it with everyone. Otherwise, it feels like you're selfish. You don't want to share that experience with everyone, and it's going to probably haunt you forever. So it's good. I'm really excited that you were able to put this down and share with the world your experience. And I can tell you that just talking about it with you right now, I can just imagine what you felt like at the time. The light, the darkness, everything comes to mind. Okay, thank you so much for sharing all that with us today. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're still on the show, Criticurb, a Fastide production, and this is our call out session on creativity and you. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Katie, you're still welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So how do you feel about where you are right now in terms of what you have achieved creatively? What are your next big steps? Where are all of these taking you to? Where do you see yourself excelling into from here?
I'm very happy in my life right now. I'm 75 years old. Oh. And so it's taken me a long time to get here, and I feel very good about that. I am so enjoying being on podcasts like yours. Thank you again for having me. And meeting all these interesting people all over the world. And then I'm a member of IANDS, that's called IANS, and that's the International Association of Near-Death Studies. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who have had near-death experiences. So I'm able to talk with them, meet with them, read their stories, be on their programs. And that's just been amazing. I'm very, very fortunate right now.
Well, first of all, you don't look 75.
Thank you.
Oh, no. If we were to bet in a gambling game how old you were, I would have gone for 75. You look much younger, honestly.
Well, thank you. My parents always looked 20 years younger. My mom's 94 and her doctors keep saying, "Are you sure you're not 64?"
That's amazing. I bet myself now that you are maintaining a healthy lifestyle, living well. It's good. It's good to look young and feel young too, Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us today. Thank you. We're still on the show, Criticurb, a Fastide production, and this is our call-out session on creativity and you. And today we have a special guest. Katie is our special guest today. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Katie, you're still welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of people out there are eager to know more about what you do. How can we reach out to you for collaborations or partnerships? We're all interested in getting to know you more.
You're welcome to get on my website, and that's www.misfitinhelltoheavenexpat.com. I can be reached on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you want to Google me, you can find those areas. I have I'm a little reluctant to give out my email address, but if you get in touch with me on one of these other venues, then I'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, perfect. That is so good, Katie. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing all your experiences with us today. I'm excited to, talk about, the show and what we're doing here today with you. And yeah, it's amazing. It's nice to meet you, and it's amazing what you're doing. And hopefully we want to see more memoir.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming to the show, and
Thank you.
thank you.